Hello, good day everyone. Sir Kevin here again, and welcome to another session for our project management class. And just a quick review. Past two meetings, we talk about risk management and trade-off analysis, wherein project managers need to decide from the best alternatives that do they have. And the last meeting talks about the learning curve that talks about that manpower has the capacity to learn, no? So natututo yung manpower natin and na-improve yung production and capabilities nila. And then soon na-exploit yung growth nila sa production eh nagda-die down din siya. No? So this session will talk about the modern developments in project management. This will be quick. No? So what had been changed in the project management aspect and in its development? Okay, so uh, as more industries accept project management as a way of life, so nagiging norm na ang project management, the change in project management practices has taken place at an astounding rate. But what is even more important is the fact that these companies are sharing their accomplishment with other companies during benchmarking activities. So what does it mean? That project management practices are shared and project management practices or activities are developed, continually improved, no, by these companies. So without much further ado, let's talk about eight recent interest areas in project management. So what are those specific areas that has been growing in project management? First is the PMMM, or the Project Management Maturity Model. So we'll be talking about that in a few seconds. Then developing effective procedural documentation. That's number two. Project management methodologies, continuous improvement, capacity planning, competency models, and managing multiple projects and end of phase review meetings. So let's start first with the PMMM, or the Project Management Maturity Model. We have 5 levels of the PMMM. No, uh, we have the common language. Level 1 is common language. Level 2 is common processes. Level 3 is singular methodology. And then level 4 is benchmarking. And level 5 is continuous improvement. So how does these levels differ? So number 1, what's level 1? Common language. Common language, no? So in this level, the organization recognizes the importance of the project management and the need for good understanding of the basic knowledge on project management. So, ibig sabihin, pareho ng salita, pareho ng idea of the terminologies. So, nakakaintindihan lahat, no? Even in the Bible, it has been made mention na paano nagkausap-usap yung baptism of fire, no? Yung iba't ibang mga tao, no, na nagtipon-tipon, no? Uh, they should have a common language, no? So there will be problems in the implementation of a project if you don't use common language. Then level 2 is the common processes. Your common processes, no? The organization recognizes that common processes need to be defined and developed, such as success on one project, no? It can be replaced on other projects. So nagbabago yung processes per project. But in the project itself, the implementation of project, there should be common processes, no? Okay, so it includes in this level the recognition, no? Recognition that the project management principles can be applied, no? Applied and support other methodologies. So pare-parehong proseso. Okay? And then level 3 is singular methodology. That singular methodology is that organization recognizes the synergistic effect of combining all corporate methodologies. That means isa-isa ang kampay, no? Isa-isa ang what you call that in rowing, no? Yung parang nagsasagwan. Isa-isa ang sagwan. Isang sagwan, no? Recognizes synergistic effect of combining all corporate methodologies into singular method. The center of which is the project management, no? So ang pinaka sentro niya is that project management approach, no? So and then level 4 we have the benchmarking. What's benchmarking? This level contains the recognition, no? That process's involvement is necessary to maintain competitive advantage. Now, from other management book, benchmarking is picking on others, no? So, ibig sabihin, tinitingnan mo kung applicable yung isang proseso, yung language, o yung methodology, no? Sa inyong project, no? And level 5 is the continuous improvement. At the very least, projects are improved, no? Projects are improved, no? So may continuous improvement ang mga projects natin, no? Okay, so take a look at this, that this has the levels of that PMMM, no? So level 1 is common language. You have the basic knowledge about the project, so pare-pareho kayo ng intindi, pare-pareho ng definition of the process, ano yung gagawin. The process control, pare-pareho kayo ng ginagawa. And then, at level 4 and level 5, no, there will be benchmarking and continuous improvement. So, tinitignan mo, ina-assess mo whether there might be changes. And, these levels might overlap, no? So, take a look at this figure or this diagram na pwede mag-overlap yung lima, no? So, there are relationship between them. And nag-overlap nga sila, no? And during the level number 4, actually it starts with level number 3 whenever you get to have that feedback from the singular methodology. No, you get the feedback from the project management team and all of those variables for success, no? Para ma-improve mo sila, no? So it's the evaluation tool na ngayon. Okay? So we have risk level, risk in each level of PMM. So there are low risk, medium risk, and higher risk level in the PMM. So what are those things that are in the low risk level of PMM? Virtually no impact upon the corporate culture. So wala siyang epekto sa corporate culture, no? Which is the corporate culture is dynamic, no, and readily accepts change. So that's a low risk. So kung ang klase ng organization mo is adaptive, low risk ang activity na yan. There will be medium risk if the organization recognizes that change is necessary but may be unaware of the impact. So ibig sabihin, hindi mo alam kung anong pwede mangyari, no? Okay, just like multiple boss reporting would be an example of a medium risk. You might not know what will happen if you develop that part in project management. And there will be high risk if it will occur when the organization recognizes that the changes resulting from the implementation of the project management will cause a change of the corporate culture, no? So example includes the creation of project management methodologies, policy, and procedures. This will be uncertain, no? So take a look at the degree of difficulty in each level of the PMMM, no? So for number 1 common language, it's the degree of difficulty or the risk there is medium, as well as the common processes. Why? No? Why? Let's just go back with this. Nare-recognize yung change, no? It's necessary but unaware of the impact. So if you change the language and you change the process, there will be medium risk, no? Now, when you change the singular methodology, no, you change the singular methodology of any process or area of your project, that's a high risk level, no? High risk or difficulty of the PMMM, no? Kasi magbabago ka ng methodology. So in that way, this occurs when organization recognizes that changes resulting from the implementation of the project management will cause a change in corporate culture, no? Kasi singular methodology, remember, dito yung nasa implementation na, no? Implementation of the project. And then number 4, benchmarking and continuous improvement, no? Those have low degree of difficulty. Why? It's benchmarking. Nasa sa inyo naman kung i-apply nyo yung benchmark ninyo, no? So it's a low risk, and continuous improvement is lalo na kung adaptive naman yung organization, low risk yan. So balikan natin yung meaning, virtually no impact upon the corporate culture. Okay? So now we move to developing effective procedural documentation. Why do you need to develop a procedural documentation? This is one of the growth or development in project management, towards this century, no? So it is important that good procedural documentation will accelerate the project management maturity process. No? Sa madaling salita, you are documenting all the procedures para hindi magkalituhan at alam kung ano yung mga susunod na gagawin. No? That's developing effective procedural documentation. O nga naman, no? Kung ikaw ay may sinusundang recipe, no? It will be easier for you. Di katulad ng trial and error, no? So it's really important in project management to develop effective procedural documentation, no? Your procedural documentation helps to, number one, provide guidelines and uniformity, standard kumbaga, encourage useful but minimum documentation, communicate information clearly and effectively, so it's not open for any misinterpretation or misunderstanding, lalo na kung clearly stated siya. Standardized data formats, unify project teams, provide a basis for analysis. Ganito lang yan, parang sa away sa lupa, no? Kung merong kasulatan na sa'yo pinamamana yan, wala nang gulo. That's a documentation. Diba? Pero kung wala kang hawak na kasulatan at maraming nagka-claim, no? Diyan papasok yung problems, no, in managing that issue, no? So ensure document agreements for future references, no? Okay, it also helps to refuel commitments, minimize paperwork, minimize conflict and confusion, no? Kadalasan kasi yung mga bagay na hindi nasusulat, yun yung pinag-aawayan. Tulad ng mga utang na naisulat sa tubig, yun, pinag-aawayan yun. Pero kung meron kang kasulatan, tulad sa bangko, di ba, tsaka sa mga lending institution, hindi ka makapalag kasi meron kasulatan, no? So may documentation. So they delineate the work packages and bring new team members on board, as well as build an experience track and method for future projects. Okay, so that's procedural documentation. Then we have the project management methodologies. Methodologies should be designed to support the corporate culture. So yung mga steps mo, no? Yung mga ways how to do that should be supporting the corporate culture, not vice versa. That your culture, no? That your culture supports that methodology. Of course, you need to go back with the idea. Remember our lesson in good governance and social responsibility, that your actions are coming from the organizational missions and that vision statements. Okay, so it is, if the methodology does not support the culture, it will not be accepted, no? Kasi you will be alienating or you will be deviating from what you ought to do, no? Okay, next is continuous improvement. So what's continuous improvement? When things, you get to be complacent, you need to when you are complacent, no, minsan nahuli ka, no, papatay-patay. Now this particularly is true among the organization that have reached some degree of excellence, no, became complacent and then realized too late that they have lost their competitive advantage. If you remember the issue of Nokia, no, they have known that their target markets, no, ay yung customer nila ay mga loyal of the brand. Pero when soon they realize na hindi na ganun yung labanan dahil people are seeking alternatives because mahirap gamitin yung mga JavaScript phones, no? At hindi sila nag-jump into Android, nahuli na sila, no? Okay, so why is there a need for continuous improvement? Take a look at this, no? Take a look at this what they call this lecture or this part of the presentation. This talks about the sustained competitive position and this talks about the time horizon, no? So as soon as the project mature, no, you need to exploit them. What's meant by exploitation? You take advantage of that maturity because, no, before you know, there will be competitive counterattack, no? So other companies or your competition will take advantage of your reluctantness, no? Nagiging relax ka, no? Kasi nag-exploit ka, no? So how will you do that, no? So you need to make continuous improvement, no? continuous improvement. Look at the competition among smartphones, no? They get to outsmart each other each now and then. Hindi naman sila sabay-sabay nagre-release. They don't compare each other in the same duration of release. Papaunahin mag-release yung phone brand na ito, tapos titingnan nila ano yung mga competitive advantage nila and paano yung mga magiging strategy nila, no? So they try to improve each now and then, no, for that time duration. So hindi pwedeng andyan ka lang, no? That's the comfort level, no? The comfort level. So you need to move on and move forward, no? Now, part of that area, interest area in project management is that capacity planning. In the past, we talk about cost estimates and pricing. We talk about the performance evaluation review technique. We talk about learning curves. That is talking about the ability of a person to learn and to expedite their production, no? Yung classical approach of capacity planning deals about that idea. As company become excellent in project management, the benefits of performing more work in less time and with fewer resources becomes readily apparent. Pinag-aaralan kasi siya, no? So the question, of course, is how much work can the organization take on? And companies are now struggling to develop capacity planning models to see how much new work can be undertaken within existing non-human constraints. I would like to show you the classical capacity planning, no? This will be your manpower, levels of manpower, and this will be the time. So ang planning horizon mo hanggang dito lang, no? So during that span of time, no? So if this is the project and within this planning horizon, no? Within this planning horizon, yan, no? The proposal will be needing this current staff, and these are the manpower requirements, no? Nagbabago siya, no? However, if the project grows, the anticipated growth, no? The question is, eto yun, no? Kaya mo pa bang i-accommodate, no? If there will be growth from your project, kaya mo pa ba i-accommodate using your manpower requirement? Now, that's the meaning of capacity planning. Capacity means may kakayahan pa ba, no? No? So here is a new and improved capacity planning approach, no? So it doesn't just talk about the scope or time horizon, doesn't talk about the manpower requirements, but talks about the completeness of the project. Take a look at this. Selection of projects, no? Dun pa lang sa pagse-select mo ng project, dun mo na makikita yung capacity mo, not in the implementation side. Strategic fit. Would it be fit, no? Profitability, no? Kung marami ka namang magtatrabaho diyan para ma-achieve mo yung time schedule, tapos that will be costly, no? That is a problem in profitability, no? Your customers and benefit. And then your project objectives, the technical and the business side, the feasibility of the project objectives, then the planning objectives, no? Siyempre, andun yung can you achieve that in a least cost, in least time, and least risk, no? Capacity planning models are not just the manpower, but also your facilities, your capital, and technology. All of those needs feedback. Okay? So, we have different competency models actually. It's also one of the areas of the development or growth of project management. Job description for project management tend to emphasize the deliverables and expectation from the project managers, whereas competency models emphasize the specific skills needed to achieve the deliverables. So what are those? These are the competency models. This talks about the people that are managing the project, no? That's the project management team, no? So they should have the process skills, the ability to deliver, the scientific and technical skills, the process, and also the leadership skills, the human skills, no? So this is the concept. It's not just about the delivering, no? In fact, it's more on the scientific and technical skills, no? As well as the leadership skills. Nasa taas yung leadership skills because you are the project manager, no? For each of the three broad areas, there are subdivisions or grade levels. A primary advantage of a competency model is that it allows the training department to develop customized project management training program. So you can able to identify what type of skills are you needing to train a project manager and a project member, no? Okay, in a team. So knowing those competencies, you can able to effectively use your time, no? So with project management competencies, you can effectively use your time, no? So marami kang magagawa. Take a look at this illustration, no? So marami kang magagawa at lesser time for doing the rework and other time robbers. Whereas if you don't be applying those management competencies na nandito, no, yung mga other scientific process and leadership skills, no, it will take much of your time on using on doing effective production, no, and there will be more time to be put into rework and time robbers, no. Ibig sabihin pinagpaplanuhan mo yung mga skills as well, no. And you need one area of improvement of project management is managing multiple projects, no. One thing about this, you don't just manage project na isa lang. Merong mga reasons why. No, as organization mature in project management, there's a tendency towards having one person manage multiple projects. No, merong dahilan bakit they allow other people or people in the organization or in the project na to take other projects as well, no? Especially with that kind of skills. The initial impetus of may come, no, either from the company sponsoring the projects or from the project managers themselves, no? Okay, let's talk about this. Several factors supporting multiple projects. Why do you need to put more projects to a project manager? First is cost of maintaining full-time project managers on all project. It's very costly. Kasi hindi lang kasi yung sweldo niya from day to day, di ba? It also includes incentives and other fringe benefits. Now that is costly. So ang gagawin ko, no? O i-assign kita ulit sa project na to, ikaw yung magli-lead, no? Ikaw yung magma-manage, no? O may extra pay ka na lang, no? Okay? So second is line managers are share accountability with project managers. No? In which way, no, nagkakaalaman sila, nagkakaintindihan sila dahil they also have the same line managers, for example. So madali yung communication and they share accountabilities, no, with these line managers. Kasi kung ibang project manager yan, kaharap niya rin yung same line managers doon, di ba? Okay, senior managers must provide high quality training for project managers, no? These senior managers provide the quality training for project managers and it's costly as well, no? Dahil magastos siya at it will take time to train project managers, no? At maging magaling na project manager, it will take time and you cannot as a senior manager hindi mo naman pwedeng i-risk na yung baguhan na project manager o you'll be appointing walang experience sa project manager para sa isang project, no? So you might be considering appointing someone na meron ng ibang hawak na project, no? Okay. So we have 6 major areas needed to be changed on handling multiple projects. First is prioritization, scope changes, capacity planning, project methodology, project initiation, and organizational structure. No, kapag naghahawak ka ng mga multiple projects, you need to adjust one or more of this, no? So kung pwede mahirapan kayo, so rank your prioritization or the scope. You need to change the scope kasi kung i-achieve mo lahat siya, gusto mo maging excellent lahat, no? Baka hindi mo matapos. The capacity, no? You need to adjust or plan for your capacity, no? Dahil of course, andito yung mga resources mo, no? So if you have multiple projects, kailangan tignan mo muna. Baka naman magsabay yung mga schedules nila and also the use of these resources at mawalan ng resource yung isang project pagdating ng pagkakataon. Then project methodology, how will you be doing the project, and the project initiation, as well as organizational structure. So you need to assess whether you need to change our organizational structure depending on the type of project you're handling. Okay, and last is the end phase review meetings. No? End phase review meetings take on different dimension. First and foremost, executives are no longer afraid to cancel projects, especially if the objectives have changed. So if the objectives are unreachable, or if the resources can be used on other activities that have a greater likelihood of success, lilipat sila, papalitan nila yan. Executive now spend more time assessing the risk in the future rather than focusing on accomplishment in the past. No? So what can you do in the future is the end phase review meeting. No? So since the project managers are now becoming more business oriented rather than technically oriented, the project managers are expected to present information on business risk, reassessment of benefit to cost ratio, and any business decisions that could affect the ultimate objective. Simply stated that the end phase review meetings now focus more on business decision rather than technical decision. Ibig sabihin, future profitability and sustainability ang sinosolve ng end phase review meetings. Okay, so this is one of the area of the development in project management. Okay, next meeting we'll be talking about total quality management in project management. I hope that you enjoyed this discussion. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you on to the next one.